What's happening, YouTube? 93 Sports News back at y'all with another video. So Ray Lewis, on his first day at the job, FS1 Sports, is already buck dancing. Shout out to Ticket TV and O Jackson Ali on that video. So I'm gonna play y'all a clip of what Ray Lewis had to say about Colin Kaepernick and also fat ass Jason Whitlock, and also Colin Cowherd, and listen to what Colin Cowherd has to say. And this is proof that he's a white supremacist, man. Check this shit out. Hold on 1 second.
A couple weeks ago, I thought and was arguing he's the perfect fit to be the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And I still somewhat believe that. But then he came out with his latest tweet, and I'm like, he's not willing to do what Jeff Diamond just articulated, which is what most of the NFL probably wants Kaepernick to agree to. Mm-hmm. Move the controversy to the background and away from our team. We're here to play football and win championships. And when you're spending that kind of money on a football team, you have a right to want to make those kind of demands. You're not paying guys $20 an hour. You're spending millions of dollars, $150 million a team perhaps, on trying to win a Super Bowl every year, and you have a right to want the focus to be on winning.
This is a cautionary tale of why you don't worry about befriending the media. Mm-hmm. A, the media will turn on you in a second, and B, even when they have your back like Kaepernick here, that they won't let the story go. Even if Kaepernick decided, I'm out, the media is going to keep bringing it. This is why, don't worry about the media. Okay, Bill Clinton, by the way, through his controversy, the media hated him. The voters liked him. I mean, Donald Trump, media wasn't his friend. The people liked him. Worry about the people. Worry about your bosses. Don't worry about the media. Kaepernick's got the media. It's done him no good.
He's in a situation right now where he's no longer in charge of the narrative.
That's right.
You're right. It's to a point after that last tweet. I don't know how to defend that because he went too deep. Ray and I were talking about this. He went too deep. So you have to explain that. So the questions are going to be asked. So right now you're in a situation from a coaching standpoint. It's whether or not he says he will do all those things, because, you know, being a backup and be a good teammate and all those things, I think he's willing to do that. But that distraction, it now will be there, where the questions are going to be asked. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about what just happened in whatever city? He's going to constantly be asked those things, and so are his teammates now. That's the issue. And there's no way, if I'm the coach, if I'm the GM, that I'm not concerned about getting fired. Yeah. Bringing that into my locker room, a lot of guys are going to have to deal with a lot of things. And you know, in this league, one bad season, you can be gone. And that's the issue right now.
Yeah, from a football standpoint, remember, we've seen this last year already. He's been the backup. So he's went through that, right? He came in, he played, and so we done seen that side of it. But I think the side that every GM, every head coach wants to see. ED knows this 100%. We are there to do one thing: win football games.
Period.
Listen, I said this a year ago and I'm going to say it again. I love his heart. I love what he's standing for. These people, when you put on that uniform is for one thing, ED.
Yeah.
Is to go out and win football games.
And they don't care about anything else.
And they don't care about nothing else. So you got to ask yourself, if you're a GM, if you're a head coach, do you want that in your locker room, knowing that when you go out on game day, the most important thing is to get your team together to say, how do we win?
And this is one thing I'd say from living it, being in a locker room where there was a serious distraction. There are some things guys always talk about, distractions, you know, like the Russell Wilson and the things that happened with the defensive player. That's not a distraction. Right. When that murder trial was going on, when I was in Carolina, with Ray Caruth, and when you were being pulled off the field by federal agents asking you questions and constantly having to deal with that, that's a distraction. Did that totally tear up a season? Yes. So when you're being asked all of these things constantly, where you can't do the one thing that you're talking about is focus on ball, the coaches, no one can, that becomes a distraction. And that's what I think now the narrative is out of control from Cap's standpoint. Yeah. That makes it very difficult.
He has to make up his mind. Do you want to play football or you want to be active?
So this is what Ray's saying is what I've said. I went and looked. He doesn't have an Instagram post since May 29th of 2015 that's a football post. I want football players.
That's what your job is. That's what your job is.
I just want football players.
Listen, Jeff Diamond, I want to defend him a little bit here, too, because he'll probably take some heat. He said, hey, look, man, use your money to support the causes that you believe in. And this is where my position with Kaepernick always was. Hey, man, you have an opportunity to make millions of dollars in this short window, and you can take those millions and support the things you believe in. Or you can take a knee and run yourself out of the league and deny yourself that financial wealth and the ability to really help people and help causes. And so again, I always thought it was short-sighted.
You know, I'm looking at him, and I always thought he was, you know how much I've been here trying to defend him and what was going on, but it has gotten so deep. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the thing. All of this, you've always said, we've sat here and talked about it, that he is playing to Twitter. Yeah. He's playing to Instagram. Yeah. Well, guess what? You have to know that that's microwave, and no one's going to do the research. They're not going to check into the history, the majority, to see where you're coming from. So, and that's the thing. Right now, you have to start explaining what you mean.
And nobody's on Twitter's paying your bills.
Yeah.
By the way,
nobody's writing no checks.
If you're a tennis star, a skier, a boxer, you can take these stands. But once you sign up for team sports, there's a lot of things and people and administrative and operational things and games you have to play as a team sport guy.
Colin, I have been in this world for many years, in the world that he's talking about. I'm in the gangs. I'm in the neighborhoods every day. I'm having conversations to try to change these things. I know there's injustice. I know the wrong things that's been happening to young black kids. I see it every day of my life. I lived it. So I don't have to get nobody to try to understand what I'm trying to say. I lived it. And I'm telling you, the fight, that's not his fight right now. Your fight as Colin Kaepernick is to use this window of opportunity that you have in the National Football League and respect what that brand means. That brand means when you put on your suit that we're all got one mindset when we walk on this freaking field, and that's how to win football games. I love his heart. Protect the people you want to protect and do everything and spend your money for them and do those things. And invite the same thing that I'm doing right now. I got over 50 plus kids that I'm bringing from the inner city, and I'm bringing them out to Sagamore to Under Armour Place, and we're doing a barbecue for them because I want to give them a different imagination. I want to give them something to think about. But I'm not tweeting that everybody is bad and all of this stuff. You can't, because the issues that he's fighting are way bigger than a tweet.
So y'all just heard that audio just play for y'all. They keep using these coons like Ray Lewis and Jason Shitlock using distraction and that. I've got the other dude's name, saying he's a distraction and basically saying what I've been saying, that they don't want players, most notably black players, to speak up on issues. They just said it, that they just want them to play football. These owners don't give a fuck about your plight. They just want you to run up and down the field, catch a football. They just admitted it on TV. And then white supremacist Colin Cowherd is checking his Instagram talking about he didn't post anything about football. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do on his social media. See, here we go again, being a white supremacist. Trying to control Colin Kaepernick. I guarantee you Colin Kaepernick took a stance towards domestic violence. He talked about cancer, breast cancer. I guarantee you they wouldn't be calling him a distraction. They're calling him a distraction because he's ruffling feathers of an issue that the white media doesn't want to talk about, and they want to cover it up. And they don't want it to be talked about on their platform. Ray Lewis, Jason Shitlock, and the other dude, They're just nothing but weak black men, man. Period. It's end of discussion. Ain't nothing else. Ain't nothing else said. Nothing else needs to be said. They're weak. They rather get a little token, little check from Massa instead of fighting and standing what you believe in. And this is why I respect Colin Kaepernick to the fullest. And I'm riding shotgun with Colin Kaepernick, man. 93 Sports News, I will holler. Peace.